What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Power Play with CJ. Obviously, NHL free agency began last week, and while there's still plenty of some names out there, Chris Russell, Yuri Hudler, among them, on the market, I figured the big story of the holiday weekend in sports was the NBA's free agency. A lot of big money contracts were getting thrown around, huge money, and those cynical hockey versus basketball people. I love both. I'm obviously a hockey guy, but I do really enjoy watching the NBA because I can watch a game without thinking about, oh, I need to blog that, or oh, I should make a video on that. I can just enjoy it. But the money given out, I know people are gonna piss more and complain, but the NBA is printing money right now. I mean, you look at what Steve Ballmer just got the LA Clippers for, 2 years ago. Multiply that times 30. So there's a shitload of money in the NBA, and quite frankly, I think the players should be making that kind of, with the 50-50 revenue split, they're getting new TV money. See, and this is where the NHL fucked itself. No disrespect to NBC Sports, but they should have kept the ESPN contract, because as much as I hate ESPN, they're the number one thing going. And, hockey would have been more front and center on SportsCenter. You would have gotten more viewers. You would have widened your audience, and I think it's funny. 22 years ago, after the Rangers won the Stanley Cup, there was a whole thing in Sports Illustrated why the NHL is cooler than the NBA, and then the NHL had its first of 3 lockouts since then. So, there's never been a league that I think has shot itself in the foot more than the NHL. And I'm not saying it'll be more popular in the NBA. I think it was always kind of that fourth sport. But, I think, with the amount of TV money going into the NBA, I think the NHL players are still around going, why are we getting screwed? And anytime you're signing, 8-figure contracts, in the NBA's case, 9-figure contracts, nobody's getting screwed. But, I think I look at Mike Conley making $30 million a year, and I'm like, what? Fuck. But hey, it's the money's there, and it's either it goes in the owner's pocket or the players that you're paying to see get it. I'd rather the players that you're paying to see that are putting their bodies on the line. Get their piece of the pie. Another storyline I want to talk about, the easy way out in free agency. Of course, I'm talking about Mr. Kevin Durant. When Marian Hossa took the 1-year deal to go to the Detroit Red Wings in 2008, outside of Pittsburgh, it was pretty much applauded. All right, this guy wants to win. He's serious about winning. He's gonna go where he can win. But a lot of those people that have that inferiority complex in the NHL go, yeah, Kevin Durant, he doesn't want to compete. He wants to take the easy road. First of all, there's no such thing as an easy road to a championship in any sport. Granted, playing with Golden State, a team that won 73 games last year and has Steve Kerr as their coach, a little bit easier than going to Orlando and winning a championship. Just throwing that out there. So, again, I wrote a whole thing on Power Play Insiders about the mercenaries in sports that, in the prime of their career, I'll take Kevin Durant's still going to clear over $28 million this year. So, it's short money, I'm sure. But he can cash in next year when the cap really goes up. He can sign a $200 million contract next summer. So, yeah, he's an idiot, and he's just ring chasing. But, again, I think players, when you have the opportunity to choose where you want to go, I'll never begrudge a player for taking the most money. I'll never begrudge a player for taking, going to an opportunity he thinks he can win in. And, I don't think fans should either. I think you got to understand that these players are people too. They have a finite number of years to do what they do. And, whether it's hockey, basketball, whatever, take advantage of the opportunity to be a free agent in the open market and, set yourself up in a situation that makes you happy. Final NHL NBA free agency note, and I wrote this up on Power Play Insiders. This was a pretty passionate piece, I might add. Don Sweeney should be taking notes from Danny Ainge on how to go into free agency. The Bruins couldn't get in the door with Steven Stamkos, and Stamkos has kind of, at times, said how much he respects the Bruins organization, all that shit. More so than other teams, which is, I don't know, maybe it's my observations. And, they can't, again, get in the room with him. Danny Ainge not only gets in the room with Kevin Durant, but he has a guy by the name of Tom Brady in the room too. So yeah, the best GM at the TD Garden is the guy running the hockey team. So again, this is another thing I'll throw out there, but I think it's great that the NBA players getting that kind of money. The TV revenue's there, and I hope the NHL at some point comes to its senses and is like, all right, maybe if we stop locking out every couple of years, we can put a great product together, and we can. I mean, the product I think is great as it is, but we can widen our TV approach, and our players can make even more money than they do. Because when you think about the amount of money that goes into the amount of money the owners make versus the players, it becomes like, really? When was the last time Jeremy Jacobs dove in front of a slap shot? Or, in the NBA, when was the last time Mickey Harrison dove on the ground for a loose ball? Quite frankly, I don't think I want to see either one. But anyway, that's all I got in this episode of the Power Play with CJ. Stay tuned for more episodes throughout the off season and beyond. Later, guys.